Bad mind will allow people to tell lie on you.
I am Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party.
Insecurity will allow people to tell lie on you.
I made statements on the political platform, which upon later reflection,
when they think that you are gifted and they see that you're anointed, talented, and their position could be at, they will tell lie on you.
as connecting the Honorable Darrell Vaz to the murder of Diane Smith, as well as an alleged plot to assassinate the then leader of the opposition, Mr. Andrew Holness.
Lord God.
I hereby unequivocally withdraw the statements I made.
If they think that you're occupying the position that they should be in, even though they are not qualified, they will tell lie on you.
Because to the best of my knowledge, the statements and/or innuendos and insinuations contained therein have no foundation in truth and are in fact categorically false.
Jesus.
For those people who want to have socialism, and it's the be all and the end all, and that's the utopian view, how about you start it in your own home? Just you have a front door, just let everybody come in. Since you think that this is the best thing to do, start with you. You have everybody come in and you feed everybody and you do all of that. And before you force it on everybody else. Are you tithing even? I mean, the 10% that God wants from me, are you even doing that? Maybe if you do that, then we can talk.
They're happy to be generous with other people's money.
But the problem is, as Thatcher said, sooner or later you run out of it. And that's what some of these countries that had, some of these European countries that had more of a socialistic tendency, they have changed.
Yeah.
They have changed. And even so, some of them per capita, even though they had socialist policies, they had more billionaires than we have in America. So they weren't really socialists to begin with. So, I'm just saying, make it make sense. And it doesn't.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, guys, of The War Room. It's been a while. Good night, Jamaica. Good night, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, when you come in, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share and make sure that you are subscribed here. I hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Let us see if the moderators are here. Good night, everybody. Yes, we're going to be talking about a few things, guys. And one of the hot topics, or should I say the hottest topic right now, leader of the opposition today declared that he is going to bring back democratic socialism. I know a lot of people are glad to hear that, but some people are like, what the heck? What in the 1970s is what a lot of people are saying. So Honora can come in and, we'll get the ladies on. Welcome to the War Room. Moderators are here. Yeah. Did you guys have a good Saturday? I've just been resting. And do you know, guys, that today I had something I hadn't had in a long time. Sardine and tough crackers. Me just feel fit today. I'm going to get one pack of tough crackers. I'm going to say, yeah, man, this really is good. All right, so here's the deal now. Jamaica 411 is here for sure. Liz is here for sure. And I don't want nobody come say Liz this and Liz that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, just like I am entitled to my opinion and you are entitled to your opinion. But we have to understand that over here is a democratic platform. And it could be Liz or anybody. The only reason why I don't really have PNP people them over here is because them lie. Anybody will lie, me cannot work with them no time at all. You can come here with a different point of view and we can debate and we can argue and that's fine. And you hold your point and me hold my point. That's what is gonna happen over here tonight. Are we gonna have some disagreements? I am 99.9% sure. Is somebody gonna say something where you don't agree with? I am sure. However, everybody has the floor, and I might can't open up the line. I don't know yet, but let us put out the call and see what go on. Those of you who have been in the war room before, want to know it go over here. So want to know say this is not a normal night. This is not a regular night. So I just saw it go. Okay. All right. Hello, good night.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
So are you have to go hook up the call? Because I'm not using my normal phone. So do you think you can get the other ladies on?
You can very important to this man.
You are live. So the people in my area, so anything you don't want it. Yes, anything you don't want the people them fear, take time. I sent you a message about that today, so keep that in mind. But anyway, go ahead and ring them and let's get everybody on. I may I want to from now be able to self Jesus, be able to. You see, me I figure the people them want to look a preliminary and make them know what go on. And who shall be here.
I don't know if we can be able to, but we certainly.
My dear. Only nobody give me an idea, Because I'm sitting for when I come off of this, I'm going to need my head space. So, yeah. So, you want to start talking first about this topic of democratic socialism, where we heard leader of the opposition, Mark Golding. I was really shocked when I opened up.
Cheers, princess.
Hi, Liz.
Hello.
Say good night to the people, them.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Liz. We know say they live at Cuba, but I come with the excitement tonight. So, Liz. Nobody will do what? So last night when I was subscribed, I was over here. It's the same day at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. Yeah.
In America, they must teach in California, two language, in Texas, two language.
Liz, the only thing so far is your phone sounds muffled. So get closer to the speaker or whatever is blocking you from your speaker. Fix it, please, so we can hear everything we are saying. All right. So, according to leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, right out of the blocks, him say PNP bets on democratic socialism. Golding embraces Manley's 1970s philosophy, vows to build on former prime minister's legacy. You start. One market you on the Appleton estate. So 1970s, I've always been of the view over the last 5 years, analyzing the whole attitude of the PNP and Rise United. I have always felt that they are riding the waves of the 1970s and stuck in the 1970s and cannot find themselves into renewal since the 1970s, whether it be on foreign policy and everything else. So Mark Golding now, I've never really heard Mark Golding declared anything where political ideology is concerned, because I don't think Mark Golding has a political identity. Why do I say that? He's never really rooted himself into the culture and tradition and the way of life of Jamaicans before politics, right? We see him try it after politics to become prime minister. But before that, Mark Golding was never one on the front line of life in Jamaica. So it's kind of like the people them don't really know of him as even a Michael Manley socialist. So when I want to start, me don't give my little opinion. So when I want to start, I make me know. Want to think if Mark Golding understand democratic socialism, or if he's just saying something to get the comrades them feel, you know, feel positive about him.
Michael Manley, Mark Golding does have a political ideology. That's a misconception people have. He has a political um, ideology. He practices that political ideology. He believes in that political ideology, and it also guides his way, the way he has voted in Jamaica in general, in elections in general, local or general. Now, Mark Golding is a capitalist. There's no if, but, or maybe. Mark Golding ideology is that capital is more vital than the human element. And you must at all times be as cheap in paying for labor, the resource called labor. Labor meaning the energy level and capacity to produce of working.
Hold on there, Liz. Hold on there. Hold on there. Liz, hold on. Let me get this audio situated. People are saying that they can't hear you. So let me just do something real quick and I'm going to ask it to just come in once this is situated. All right. Go on again, Liz, because we can't miss nothing what you say so tonight. Go on again.
Okay.
Yeah.
People has had the misconception that Mark Golding does not have a political ideology. They are wrong. Mark Golding has a political ideology. It, it was inborn, it came from, because all person's ideology comes from your background, your upbringing. Now, Mark Golding is a capitalist. He is a capitalist that says profit is more essential than labor. Labor meaning the productive capacity of worker to produce profit for the capitalist. And the Mark Golding ideology also says pay as cheap as you can for that labor, that productive capacity of worker. So Mark Golding does have an ideology. That's a misconception. There is no human being on earth that does not have a political or a ideology. None. Mark Golding is a rabid, rapacious, brutal capitalist. He has been involved in the politics since 1994.
Wait, man. 1994 or 2007?
He has been in politics since when did he organize demonstration in up in the Mona area, causing
That
the people at the time the idea to relocate the persons to proper housing, and he called them squatters and said he didn't want them there.
2007. 2001 or 2007 was it?
Right, 2007, but he has been in the politically involved since 1995 when he developed himself, Bontingham Derry, Christopher Derry himself, and Peter Bunting developed the BB&T Bank, and they were associated with the then Minister of Finance for 14 years, Dr. Omar Davis. So people do not misconstrue and think, and because I'm gullible, Mark Golding has been around for quite some time. It main interest between 1994 to 2006 with previous Prime Minister and Dr. Omar Gibbs as Finance Minister, Mark Wolin, Christopher Delling, and Peter Bunting of DB&D Bank became billionaires. They then declared, the PIOJ declared, because they were made billionaires by the efforts of Finance Minister then for 14 years, Omar Davis and PJ as the Prime Minister, they then declared that they were going to be leaders of Jamaica. Mark the Finance Minister, Peter Bunting Prime Minister, and Christopher Derring, Minister of Telecommunications.
All right now. So Liz, so hold on there now. Mark Golin, coming from that background, we heard you. You're saying that Mark Golin is a capitalist. Is not nothing about socialism or democratic socialism. So at no point in time did anybody in Jamaica, whether journalists or anybody within the party, ever ask Mark Golin if he subscribed to the ideology of democratic socialism?
I can't say nobody ever asked him because he was not assigned or associated prior to 1994. There at no point was he ever seen in any PNP whether on the campuses of university, whether at school, because the PNP had the organization in schools, at universities, and the YO level was never ever in historical associated with PNP in the other forum. So therefore, people cannot be associating him with the ideology of democratic socialism because the PNP was founded in 1938 by Norman Washington Man, who was also a democratic socialist.
So why is he saying that now?
Mark Golin, several articles, several journalists, professional persons, there is no person speaking out clearly, Michael Abrahams, like the Senate, others, articles have given letters, I've read. Persons are now realizing that we have been saying it for some time. Mark Golin is under pressure because he's ineffective, he is anti-Jamaican people, he's anti-socialism. Therefore, he doesn't speak on any international issue that could affect him. For example, the Gaza Holocaust, the PNP is known for its stand internationally on foreign policy. He has no opinion. So Mark Golin is not, I repeat, Mark Golin is not and should not be associated with democratic socialism. Never, ever. Mark Golin has been insulted and since 1994. He has been, Omar Davis took him there quietly. He has never, ever been on any platform, speaking to the issues that's on which democratic socialism is. Never.
All right, thank you.
It's not con game.
Is a con game, you call it?
That he's under heat, is ineffective, he is politically moribund. Therefore, persons are now saying he should be removed. So Mark Golin just come out thinking that if there's any line in throw out there and it just fling something out there, and then the people will believe that in about democratic socialism, people will not forget that speaking on stage, put a chain on a black man was the late what is it again?
Big Stone.
Put a chain around Big Stone neck with Dayton Campbell, the other person on the stage tonight. Mark Golin, a white man born in England, London, England, taken a food.
Liz, you sure say Mark born in England?
In England, taken a food from there. Louise, his sister, the first one, and the second one. Both are born in England. And Mark Golin took a key from his pocket, pulled the chain, That was one of the biggest insults to the history, because everybody knows it, of what slavery was all about. No democratic socialist, none would ever go and sit and reenact something like that. Mark Bolin on that night in that forum jeered the black masses of this country, jeered Paul Bogle, Sam Shaw, Norman Manley, Marcus Garvey. So nobody should ever make the mistake of associating Mark Jefferson Bolin, even Jefferson the middle name. If you don't know the history of President Jefferson, real 100 black man. Mark Bolin has nothing, wants nothing to do with democratic socialism.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Liz, go ahead and turn up your phone and Michelle, come in on it. You heard him, right?
Yes, but it's a bit, nothing need to, I keep forgetting how to distracted. Now, he was on this page touting this thing that they call democratic left. We have to take more about it. PNP is now democratic left. When you look up the term democratic left, it does not exist. There was a party, I think, in Ireland that called itself a democratic left. But as an ideology, it didn't exist. So we figure that they were creating, very like the Paulberg, creating this ideology. Because that's what they would have been doing if it don't exist. Then they're creating it, which would then allow them not to put any definition they want on it. Get it? Don't put them on. But we have to shut it down, pick on fast. And every time they go to slam bam and let him down with it. So I don't know, maybe somebody at the party said to cut it out. Like I hear them telling to cut out this nonsense about OTP is founder of the party. Norman Man is co-founder, cut out that garbage.
But Michelle, wait there. Remember say Peter Bunting they come out, come say categorically that he did not ascribe. Right. And the two of them, they're business partners. They mostly are in agreement with most things, I think, when it comes down to the politics and finances. So I've never really heard Mark Bolin himself verbalize that. But if Peter Bunting did say, by the way, people are say, let me leave that alone. But anyway, if Peter Bunting openly said and was challenged by Paul Burke on whether he ascribed to democratic socialism, which is what they say the party stands for, and him said, no, I don't. But Mark Golding held his card. He never said anything. So should we assume that they both feel the same way, or can we safely say so? Michelle, you cut well on it. You cut right out. Your internet must have gone out just now. Repeat that, please. Yes. Thanks for telling me, because I won't know when it cut out. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, man. A lot of people think that a capitalist is someone that owns a business. Or if you're in business, it means you're a capitalist. That's not what a capitalist is, A capitalist is somebody who have no business and looking to buy more business and looking to buy more business. Right? If you look up the definition. And so therefore, my Golding was in DBNG, went into Putin, and Putin has been buying up a lot of companies in the Caribbean. So they are properly described, I would say, as capitalists. Right? And as Princess says, capitalism is really about profits. About capital, as a matter of fact, right? And the interest of capital, as opposed to the interest of everything else. And people go into business, of course, to make profit. So he never said anything. Because he, I don't think, as Princess suggests, has any political views. Remember, Mr. Lawyer came in with Bunting, perhaps Bunting to become
leader of the PNP. And when until last 16, that's when we got the leadership of the PNP. Right? They already set up a cricket structure and it was the global. And so he never said what they were trying to do. They were trying to change the founder. They were trying to change the ideology, and they were trying to change some of the principles of the party to what they call mixed economy. How can I say things that they're trying to change? The non-boards, Professor Board. That's clear because the Congress went to the meeting and what they did. When they wanted to have a vote on the PNP being called.
So, all right. Talking about ideology.
It's voted down, right? 90%. And there was something else they brought out, miss that one and then get through it.
Hold on a second.
So they're talking about anything other than what the idea for this an alternative. The JPs, I don't even know what the JP is really.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. Hold on, I was just gonna ask you about political ideology. If the PNP is so, if they're so intent on having a political ideology, when I listen to the Jamaica Labour Party and I listen to the leadership, what I hear is whatever the challenges are, we are going to respond to the challenges the best we know how. I've never really heard the Jamaica Labour Party taking a position on a specific ideology, right? So is it a bad thing if the PNP not really define an ideology? I know that Michael Manley did, and he was very serious about his political ideology. So
When she was formed from 1940 as a socialist party, Michael Mann became a democratic socialist in 74. But the thing about the JLP is that the JLP may not have declared itself to be this or that, but it's an action they have to judge by. And remember that when Norman came and talked about socialism as a principle, talking about small man and really the party is supposed to be a democratic party, a grassroots party. That's why they have the groups. And it's the groups that's supposed to select the persons who represent the party. Every level. No, Princess, because I'm not finished yet. That's what I said. Don't forget what they're going to say, right? I can't forget the Eastern people. I don't talk about. Right. So, and so that is that. Now, the Labour Party, now remember, when Norman started in 38, that would have been his second time that a political party was formed in Jamaica. First one being Marcus Stanley, 29. So he was talking about small man. And at that time, they might lock up Buster. It was a strategy the British used. Lock him up under one of the war act them. So there's no way you can get him out unless them feel like letting him out. And I think they kind of broke him. The blustering fellow that he was, they kind of broke him and then cut a deal with him that he would come out and start a party. That's my understanding. So when he got out, he formed the Jamaica Labour Party. And they more or less represented the planter class. But Buster was a Labour leader and he was very popular with the grassroots people. And that was when he was able to beat Norman, the first election. Because Norman never going there with enough candidates, incredibly, right? So the Labour Party was always associated with the planter class. And if you notice, any one of them big size property people from slavery days, you really find any of them talk about PNP because I don't know none. All of them are JMP.
Why is that? Why is that?
It's surgery. Hold on, the princess cannot finish yet.
Michelle, remember say enough with up on the call, so you can't take too long.
So what I'm saying is that they support the Labour Party. And the Labour Party over the years has always been considered a party that supports capital. and the PNP is a socialist party. You understand? You know, they never declare themselves a capitalist. They won't because of the grassroots people that they have. So then keep that to themselves. But the policies would suggest that the Labour Party really is a capital party. See, I believe in economics, trickle down, that was Reagan and Thatcher and so on. So that's what that is. So that's my contribution. Princess, yeah.
Okay, thank you for that, Michelle.
Was formed on the basis questioned after the Canadian Socialist Party in England, the Labour Party, really. And at that time, in that period, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, all parties that deal with the workers. Oh, capitalism is the ownership of the means of production for profit. That is capitalism. That means the productive capacity, labor, is their own labor, and that labor produces what is called capital. Profit. So capitalism is the ownership of the means of production for profit. Socialism is the ownership of the means of production for the people, the advancement of the masses. That's socialism. The PNP was founded as a socialist party, fashioned after the British Labour Party, or there was a gentleman, Fabian, right? The Fabian socialism. From Recession and Marcus Garvey Party, also 1929, formed in 1929, September, was also fashioned of socialism.
All right, Liz. All right.
The Jamaica Labour Party, founded in July 11, 1943, is a capitalist party and has always been a capitalist party and continues to be a capitalist party.
All right, so at any point in time, and then we're going to come back to Mark Golding. At any point in time, do you guys recall Michael Manley saying that he regretted, his ideology, or that his ideology... Hold on, let me finish the question now. If his ideology was tested and failed or succeeded or both?
No.
Michelle?
My princess answer that.
So why you can't answer to? She answer me here.
Yeah?
No, me tell her.
He never reneged, never regretted, never backtracked on his democratic socialist ideology. There is a rumor that was started when he resigned. And why did he resign?
Liz, I heard an interview. With Michael Manley. I think the journalist was from BBC, and she interviewed him later in life. He probably had just left office because he was pretty ill, and you can hear one Asian looking lady. Yeah. So when she was talking to him, he didn't really say that he regretted it, but he said that he wished he had done some things different. You understand me? So does that mean that he tested it and it was successful, or it failed? Or, why did so many people left Jamaica during his time? These are all part of the whole ideological, principle and era.
Number of persons left and what year they live.
Liz, you and I both know. Nobody come with them style. You and I.
Massive. There's a record year for migration from this country. It was 1983. It was on the front page of the Gleaner in red bold letters.
Me I talk about when him say the people.
1983, a record year.
Liz, I am talking about when Michael Manley tell the people them say how much flight a day are left and they must go on if they want to go on. That is the time I'm talking about. Yes.
Michael Manley invested $1 million US, all that money at that time, in the private sector, the People's Hotel, founded by Alexander of Great Kennedy. Michael Manley invested $1 million in the private sector, and he coined the phrase, "You are the engine of growth." And he invested $1 million in there.
That's why the people them leave?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Sector was fun. They took $1 million, they shut up with, they closed up events that they got instructed, and they flew out to Miami.
Okay.
They invested and locked down business and then fly out to Miami. When Michael realized that they were not going to work with the country, advancing us as a nation, Michael said to them, "Out here, 5 flights a day." And they were living in Miami, most of them, they went into Florida. And then fly in on a Monday and fly out on a Friday. 5 flights per day with the money, with the US dollars, etc. And this is when he made the speech.
So you said earlier, Liz, that you believe, and coming out now, telling people them say, he embraces Michael Manley's 1970s philosophy, which is the first time that I have heard that come out of Mark Golding, and he's vowing to build on the legacy. Okay. First of all, that takes a lot of money. You got to explain to the people where the money is going to come from, what plan you have, what sectors you will be investing in, or, what is your plan? So when you say that Mark Golding is saying all of that because he's under pressure, having lost the election, people talking about challenging him, people losing. Which elections? You mean the local?
General, lose elections, not one, lose election.
So I agree with you that this is kind of like a last straw business where he is trying to appeal to the people to, keep a confidence in him so that he can stay. Because what else is he going to say? I mean, he lost the election just like Dr. Phillips did, and he came down. He was the one who led that coup against Dr. Phillips because he lost the general election. So I don't understand what, maybe you can explain it to the people then. Why is it that Mark Golding led a coup against his former party leader to leave because he lost one general election? And Mark Golding now comes and says, well, I helped you to gain back 14 seats, so I get to stay. When Mark Golding was instrumental in the sabotaging to make sure that PNP lost as many seats as possible, and they lost them. They got back some because when they sabotaged the party, it was at 31 seats. They only come back with 28, right? So what is it? Is it a sense of entitlement? Is it an English thing where Mark Golding feel like say what is good for Peter Phillips, who lost one general election, is not good for him? I don't understand this entitlement. I never see it yet in Jamaica yet,
And it is a con game. It is capitalism at its rise. It's most rapacious. It is raw capitalism. Mark Golding and Peter Bunting are twins, Siamese twins. They are joined at hip. Peter Bunting's ambition is still hallucinating, whatever the word is, that he can become prime minister. Therefore, it is using his twin, his Siamese twin, to spout all kind of rhetoric. It's on here.
So why the people inside the party don't run when Mark after him lose? Me not understand that neither.
He's 91 years old. This whole thing was big. Mark Golding did not go coup in 2020, 2019, The coup started in 2015. That's where the coup started. Because people are not aware. Rise shirt, rise hat, rise flag, rise song all those things were printed in China since 2015. The people didn't know that there's a whole lot of things that the public are the party members, the grassroots is not aware of. They did not start in 2019, they started in 2015.
So what again, why is it that the Damian Crawford, the Philip Palwell, and all the other MPs them, why is it that they are going to allow Mark Golding to do what he said Peter Phillips should not do, which is to stay after he lost the election? That's the question.
Mark Golding is a surrogate for on don't like it, but I have to be truthful. But I'm a member of the PNP, and I know what it is, and I follow everybody.
You're still calling yourself a member of the PNP after then take with the PNP, Liz?
No, they're not taking the PNP. The PNP is just, you know what they call it now. Out of the word company. Mark Williams is a surrogate of Percival Noel James Practice. Don't forget that. That's a man within the streets. Mark Williams said what he said recently. Mark Williams, all his utterances are instructed. Percival Noel James, who had appeared a complete image of the People's National Party. P.J. Patterson was 3 years old in 1938, but P.J. Patterson in 2019 told Mark Golding to come out and say, "Is not now my man is the founder of PNP, is OT here, PJ has never met OT here, don't know when he was 3 years old in 1913, 3 years old by the president, 1935. Yet he's the man who tell Mark Golding to come out and start doing that. So you have to understand and know the history on the background. That's the man that this statement will make about when Bill and Michael Legacy. I think
you sure?
Situation happening. Mark Gold, them realize no.
Liz.
He had no vote. The Jamaican people will never ever vote for Mark Golding to become Prime Minister. It is not going to happen. And as long as certain comrades are alive, simply being a period of vote for Mark Golding against Lisa, it killed him. It has killed several other the one down in St. James or something earlier. And several of them who voted against PNP, Peter Phillips, Portia. It has killed them now because they finally wake up to the reality that what they committed was treason.
But Liz, don't say that. Don't Liz. Liz, don't say him kill Dean Peart. It's just that the people them that decided to support Golden and the Rise United movement, they were all either retired or retiring. So they were most. I don't know if them died after broken out. I just know say some people were either outgoing or retired. So they were elderly and up there, in age, quite honest with you. Right? So this thing here about the 1970s and embracing, and he's claiming too, Michelle, I don't know if you read that article, but he's claiming that democratic socialism is becoming popular in America. I live in America. I don't know about that.
And I want to the war in Iraq, you see. So there was a survey done, and I think they said 60 something percent, they were 65 or between 60 and 65% of the people said that they embrace democratic socialism, which they don't know the word. I don't remember if it's American voters or it was just a Democratic voters. But they were saying that the idea of democratic socialism was rising. Well, if it's that you see, but I should think that if you're a democratic socialist, it's a principle by which you believe believe that your policy should be done. It's not something that you switch. And they feel like you say, oh, it's on the right, so you go and switch, and then when it's on the go, you say you're gone. We should depart from it because, what did it say? What did it say? So was it Bunting? Yeah. I think it was Bunting, in an interview, said that with the fall of the Soviet Union, socialism is not where it was before, or to that effect, right?
All right.
So you put it aside when it was down because I never believe in it. And now it is on the rise. And say, oh, it's on the rise. So what? You're not a leader. You're a follower. You don't have
All right. Let me just get to this real quick because I don't want you to go too far without mentioning this. Breaking news, according to the opposition spokesperson on finance, Julian Robinson, he says that Jamaica has entered a recession after 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, with concerns that another contraction could follow. He points to the pace of post-Hurricane Melissa recovery, rising energy costs, tax revenue pressures, and continued skills gaps in the labor market as areas requiring urgent attention. He says he's calling for stronger renewable energy investment, workforce training, and additional measure to stimulate growth. Well, the PIOJ has something opposite to say, and I'm going to let you guys hear that. But first, listen to where them say on CVM about it. CVM highlighted a title, Opposition Says Jamaica has entered a recession.
Finance, Julian Robin. Opposition says Jamaica's economy is in recession. Opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, says Jamaica is in recession.
Well, Anna. Oh, you guys are not hearing this?
Yeah, no song is styling.
All right, Michelle, do me a favor real quick. Go over CVM on Facebook. They just posted it 5 hours ago and play it for me. All right, let me do it on my other phone. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it on.
Yeah, what's the hurricane that wipe out almost 56% of the GDP.
44. 44. 44. But the man from over PIOJ said nothing no go say no. So I don't even know. Yes, hold on, let me find it. I mean, you see, the media in Jamaica is creating a problem, because they are confusing people. Them is either we are going through a recession or we're not. And if we are going through a recession, we understand that we just had a hurricane.
We're going into a recession.
All right, here it is now.
3 consecutive quarters. Historically, forced Jamaica is having.
Hold on there.
Opposition says Jamaica's economy is in recession. Opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, says Jamaica is in recession after recording 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, with a 3rd quarter also likely to contract. Robinson says the situation is being worsened by the slow pace of recovery following Hurricane Melissa and rising energy costs. He pointed to a reported $28.6 billion shortfall in tax revenues, which he says could place additional pressure on government finances. Robinson also criticized the government's handling of renewable energy, arguing that more investment could help cushion households and businesses from higher oil prices. He says the abolition of the oil price hedge has also left consumers without another mechanism to shield them from sharp increases in fuel prices. Meanwhile, Robinson highlighted a gap between the skills employers require and those available in the labor market. He's calling for financial grants to help employers train up skilled workers. Robinson says the opposition will continue to hold the government accountable while recommending alternatives to improve economic growth and living conditions.
What they're supposed to. You are supposed to hold the government accountable as the opposition, and it goes.
All right. Now let me tell you now where the other opinion is. According to the PIOJ, Jamaica's economy is recovering. It is not in a recession.
That can't make sense.
Hold on. Wait, what can't make sense?
The economy suffers 2 consecutive quarters of decline. That is a recession.
Well, Anna, make we hear what the other man say first, no?
Because of the disaster,
Mm.
we should consider it's not the same thing like the economy are run normal and then there's a decline. I think I agree with that.
All right, hear the other side of it first before anybody form any conclusion. This is the senior director of economic planning and research at the PIOJ, James Stewart. He pointed to improved employment and quarter-on-quarter gross domestic product, or GDP, growth as key indicators that the Jamaican economy is healthy and recovering. So hear this.
For the latest release from Statin for the outturn during January to March of this year. Remember now that for a recession, what we compare is the preceding quarter's performance. And the data indicate that for the January to March period, we actually recorded a growth of 3.3% relative to October to December of 2025. So yes, we can confirm that there's not a recession. We are not in a recession, and it's not likely that we'll experience one for the remainder of this year.
All right.
GDP release from Statin confirms that the economy has begun to recover from the shock. The seasonally adjusted real value added for January to March 2026 increased by 3.3% compared with the October to December 2025 quarter, signaling a rebound in economic activity. The labor market data tells a similar story. By April 2026, based on surveys conducted during the first week of the month, employment had risen by 29,400 persons compared with January. This brought total employment to 1,418,800 persons, surpassing the 1,413,200 employed in early October 2025, just before hurricane made landfall.
That's Dr. Wayne Henry, Director General of the PIOJ. Liz. So if
similar period last year.
Liz, what do you mean by both gentlemen are members of the PIOJ? What does that mean? Are you saying that what they're saying is not true?
I am not saying what they are saying is true to them. What the reality is, however, saying is that we are actually in a recession. But
no, Liz. Is a yes, is a, well, Anna man, is a yes or no question may I ask you. Are you saying that because the men are at the PIOJ, what they're saying is false? Yes or no?
I'm saying they are employees of the PIOJ, which is
and
therefore their job is to create an atmosphere which is calm. Because
no, no, sir, no, in the name of Jesus, no. Hell to the no. Liz, no. You can't do that. You cannot do that. What you do right now, I try to undermine the man them and the institution, and that's wrong. No, you can't do that. Liz, over here, sir, one serious programming, so nobody come over here with them style.
I am saying they're both employees. It is their job to create
I don't care what their job is. They explained to you what they think based on how you define a recession, right? And if you want me to play it again, I can play it. I don't understand what you mean. For you talk that out of your mouth, you can't see say what you are doing try undermine the man. You cannot do that. This is not the 1970s list, so don't do that.
Natalie, you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. What I am saying, all right, there's a financial gleaner and there is a financial observer. I need both. I am also a resident in Jamaica. I go to the shop Africa. I'm a consumer and I'm a consumer. No, the reality.
So what are you saying? Because I don't live in Jamaica. Me cannot read like you.
I'd like to stay at something on. Democratic socialism was used.
No, man, make we left that alone. We exhausted that already.
United States of America after the 1929 30 collapse.
Liz, we cannot change the topic now. We don't talk about that already. Right now. Okay, well, right now.
Studying for assistance and advice on improving a socialist policy program and use that.
Okay, Liz, a technical recession.
By World War II with the martial law.
Ladies.
How the quarterly growth is calculated.
I was just gonna read it again.
Listen up. To calculate quarterly growth, subtract the previous period's value from the current quarter's value. Divide the result by the previous period's value and blah, blah, blah. So the previous period would be, yes. I was saying that I always thought it was, like similar period, like from January to March this year, January to March last year, but no, it's the previous period. So the men are right. And what they're saying is that there has been a growth.
Repeat what you just say. You said the men are right. Repeat what you just say. Hold on there. Repeat what you just say. You said the men are right.
Yes. They said that when you compare the January to March quarter to the last quarter of last year, there's a 3.5% growth, and there would be.
Exactly. All right, let me just read this again for the audience real quick. A technical recession is strictly defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. However, this terminology is often debated as an inaccurate economic indicator. A real or official recession requires a much broader, deep decline across the entire economy, including spikes of unemployment, crashing personal incomes, and dropping retail sales. We have not even seen any of that.
So that the men said that the employment rate increased.
They did.
So that is exactly what they're saying. And they said that there was actually growth. It looked like maybe what Julian was doing was comparing this. Maybe that's all about the negative growth, but based upon this, they said consecutive quarter. So you grow over the previous quarter, not over the previous period of the year before. So they are correct. So that's why they said that there won't be any recession.
Right.
Recession because during October to December, the economy didn't march up.
So now that we
declining below what we experienced in October. Is if another hurricane liquid again?
Nobody thought that, man. Nobody thought that.
As people say, we are at rock bottom. So at rock bottom, you're bound to have growth and something like that the following 2 months. That's why I think they said that. So they're correct. I think what Princess is saying is what every single person on the opposition has been saying. Every time the PIOJ or PIOJ or whatever one PIOJ come out with something that is favorable to the government, them always say that them always look on it to speak. So it's not surprising.
Well, we're not gonna allow the PIOJ because never mind.
I never argued. You are saying you're hiding behind something. I remember.
Me hide behind something? I would have known, man, yeah.
No, you said the man, all right. Right? I am saying that Julian Robinson, well, in the field, in the field, Julian Robinson understands clearly what is the real situation. For example, on Constance Road, the number of businesses that has closed where the unemployment sitting. But
Liz, Allah yatel. Look here. Julian is a riser, you know. So anything will come from risers, we have to take it with a grain of salt.
Tell us what is going on in the country. I am giving an example. I have And look there, does not matter what you visit, you are not the person that is doing the figures. And say, well, I never said I was.
War in the war room, people. All right, hear this now, guys. I have always felt that, you see, and I think even though me and Liz not really agree upon too much, I think Liz will admit that this opposition that we have right now, they are nothing but a set of saboteurs. Would you agree with that, Liz?
They are unartistic. That's why them give themselves a new name, you know.
All right.
Men and women, they are unartistic.
All right.
Scammed and on their way because they are robbing. They are led by two of the most rapacious captains on three. In a
All right.
and they are what they have been doing. The PNP has become a means to an end. The PNP is internationally known. So what they have done is in order to establish banks in Bahamas, banks in Barbados, banks in Cayman Islands, banks in St. Lucia, banks in Vincent and the Grenadines, banks in Trinidad and Tobago, etc., etc. They have been using the PNP as a booster to get those banks because of the favorability of the people that are party on its ideological known history of democratic socialism. They have approached governments of the region for them to open them business by using the PNP as a vessel or the vehicle.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, on the ladies.
Go limited trade. The shares traded at $9.07. I think Friday gone.
Friday gone. That's why Bunting so quiet. And that's why Bunting so quiet.
You know, I can't find. I'm looking at the company's office, but the them system must be messed up because I can't find Google Group. I believe that Google Group was in BPO thing there. You know, they have this thing now where you have to the law pass where you have to clear who are the beneficial owners, and I could swear I saw it was in BPO sanction, and then I can't find it on the company's website.
All right.
No, then search engine. Let's see.
All right, ladies, let me just switch to another topic real quick because me, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, said something, and it looked to me like he's saying that there are people in the private sector who are sabotage the government along with the PNP. So let me just play this real quick. Along with the Liz, like when I call them risers. Liz not like when you call them PNP. But my PNP, don't it, Liz?
No, man, them only carry the cloak of the PNP. They're not PNP.
Them are PNP. Them are PNP. Hold on.
Frustrate the political mandate. We have enough problems with opposition trying to frustrate the mandate, to have public servants frustrating the mandate by not moving quickly, leaving files unattended, approvals that should be given not given, things moving very slowly through government. Because as public servants, you must not be political. If you disagree with something politically, that's your right. But it's not your right to use your office to frustrate the government. And that must be said. And so I urge our permanent secretary, as we are in this phase of our development, I urge our permanent secretaries to ensure that the administration is moving with speed and alacrity, faithfully and consistently to execute the lawful mandates given. Otherwise, governments fail. So the minister determines what governments seek to accomplish. The permanent secretary must help to determine how it can be accomplished lawfully, efficiently, and effectively, and organize the ministry to get it done. And there will naturally be interaction between policy and administration. Ministers must understand implementation realities, and permanent secretaries must understand the policy objective government is seeking to achieve. But when those responsibilities become confused, accountability also become confused. So my admonition is not only to permanent secretaries. My admonition is also to the ministers who I do this all the time at cabinet. They are not in the room now, but to constantly check them from overreaching into administration, the realm of the permanent secretary. Because in our Westminster system, it is said when policy goes wrong, it is the minister's fault. When execution goes wrong, it is the ministry, the permanent secretary's fault. But because oftentimes ministers are overreaching either in terms of their advocacy or trying to get things done, then they fall into the political trap as well of being held accountable for things over which they have no administrative control. And we see that in the society all the time. Nobody's calling up on the permanent secretary when an approval is not given on time or when some permit is not given on time. They're calling up on the minister. Ministers have no authority over when the file reaches his desk. Oftentimes he has to call for it. So we do have some confusion sometimes as to who is to be held to account, whether it is a policy failure or an administrative failure.
Well, it sounds to me like say you have to go start fire some people because say on the way home when I was in Jamaica over the holiday that just passed, I was talking with a man in the airport. He struck up a conversation with me as we were leaving Jamaica, and he's a businessman. Him come from Las Vegas, and he had a business somewhere there in New Kingston. And him a tell me say him observe that the pace at which Jamaica moves, where business is concerned, it is slow and it is hurting the country because he has friends who would want to come do business at Jamaica. But because the people, them not really move with any sense of urgency and the productivity is so low that it creates a problem. Case in point, you go to KFC on a Wednesday. It will take you a good hour to get one 2-piece chicken. Allow me to tell Michelle?
Yeah, the one where we were.
No, man, that's any KFC in Jamaica. Any KFC. It takes you an hour.
People always an entire. Sometimes when they go in there,
No.
they're like that hard one.
Me no business with that. We no business with that. Them have to get staff. Them have to get staff and make the production of the. Look here, when me hear the man say that, me can't dispute it. You know, me always stand up for Jamaica, but the man have a business in Jamaica, so it's not like him a fight against Jamaica. But him just attack what. I mean, if I lived in Jamaica and never left the country, then we wouldn't be exposed to what it looks like to have a productive workforce and efficiency. But because I am exposed to it, the man is talking the truth. So where the Prime Minister say right here now, I think there's a reason why sometimes when new governments come in, them come in and them just fire everybody. Because you gotta have people there who will carry out your mandate, carry out the mandate, and don't sabotage the thing. Mufi said there are some people in there who are sabotage the government, same like what PNP are doing.
Yeah, but you can't fire the civil servant, and so you see them
Me know.
political people that were informed by politicians. Those are political positions. So, like for example, the Services Commission, when they don't fire them, what they do, them just put in a resignation if them between the 5-year term and the new prime minister and the opposition. Well, the prime minister is the one I think recommend the people, and the leader of the opposition say yeah or nay or whatever, and then they go to the governor general.
So what do you think he should do?
This is what the government probably needs to do if they want to do something. And I don't think it's a good idea because the problematic. But the redundancy act may be something they need to look at. The redundancy is if them civil servants and look here after a period of time when they work long, then probably don't mind if the government get rid of them because they won't get too much of millions of dollars
for them years of service.
So what do you think the Prime Minister should do? What do you think the Prime Minister should do? You heard what he just said, and this is a problem.
Then he suggested that he could change the Redundancy Act, right? So that they can take out of these people's mind the idea that if they are fired after 20, 30 years, how much millions they're going to get in pay, right? Take that out of the equation. And then maybe you start to see improvement, right? And then again, you have the unions, you get rid of them and strike in place. So, maybe what you can do is like what they do in the BPOs. They can change and you can't do it so easy either because the people have done a work on one system already. But they can change it to what you call it, an incentive, which means then we have to get them some part of all the money.
Lord Jesus.
So whatever they get, if they get $25,000 a week, you get them an incentive if them produce a certain amount of work.
This is crazy to me. This is no, but just I said this is crazy to me. You cannot have a mandate and you don't really have control over all aspects of how it's executed. But
and every political party where the people have a performance or no, get rid of the people and put in party people. No, this is how that will work. You think them are going to do it, them have that up.
Me not really have to put in party people because you have some people, even though they might have them political bias, them can't do them job.
We need to give them incentives, you know what I'm saying? Well, how you go, princess? Well, no, I mean, listen to the rapid. The rapid capitalism talk and it's interesting. But yeah, very interesting.
Well, look here. It's not like we have a seat. It's
105 at the average, right? And yeah, right. So you get an average. So in their case, you met, certain amount of things come in, documented. People accept slavery.
Liz, look here. No.
You can't rush the people when I'm do that work either because you can't make mistake, you get me? So
that is true. No, sir. But guys, moving on. Moving on real quick.
Can probably do the government is automate, do a lot of automation of the work. And that will solve that problem.
One last thing here. Can somebody tell the man when name Dennis Meadows? Today, me see the people in from down a Cooper's Pen a protest. Them a protest say them want help. And them out there, quite a bit of them. I think I saw maybe 24 people, right? Or 3 people. And Mr. Dennis Meadows posted the videos of the protest. I don't know if I them tell the people them for go protest or how it go. But Dennis Meadows in 2010 as senator, he said that squatters should be criminalized. At the same time, to be fair, he said that there should be policies, aggressive policies and progressive housing and social policies aimed at facilitating affordable housing solution for the citizens. Now that is striking a balance in his opinion, but calling for the criminalization and standing out there with the people who the court said should leave the people in property. Where does he stand and why did he change his mind? I don't understand.
I don't know why it is that people believe that them can't build affordable housing. You can't build affordable housing for people. These are people that if they were poor one time and so far removed from it, they never go it up. Right? What they should be doing probably is giving people land. But then they will stay where they are and take them, show them 100 blocks every month when they get MP until they build the house. But what they probably would need to do is supply, give them the land and a building approval.
I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And that already set. So it just to make sure for them stay with the plan, you build the foundation. And anyhow, and that is when you should send them as for prison. If they never been the house outside of what you tell them to do, you send them as for prison because that's an endangerment of other people's land who may come after. You understand? And other people's interests. So send them the land. The land is much, 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 much cheaper. And then can get money from the NHD. You understand? To go tomorrow with the little income that they have.
I wonder where the government are going to put them people here, though. The people them front of Cooper's Pen, where the government are going to put them? Because they might find somewhere going up.
Here, it is the biggest landowner in Jamaica. Why should they be removed? So you're agreeing that what happens to them? You're agreeing with it, the bulldozing of their homes, right?
Liz?
No. Never will.
Liz probably doesn't know the full story.
Part of the bulldoze of houses in here in 2014.
She probably doesn't. Michelle, first find out if Liz know the whole story.
Yeah, you think so? All right, when we do, this lovely thing. All right. You will soon find out.
So hold on, Liz, you know the story of the court battle between the PNP and the land. Let me tell you what happened. Yes, the Cooper's Pen is a PNP garrison. The PNP was trying to put. We are now me talk now. Liz.
It is politically motivated.
Liz, when me talk now.
You know about the Cooper's Pen. Who owned the land? Nothing. But they don't know nothing about it. It's a private person who own the land, and the court made a determination that them have possession of the land, and the people were to move and move off them possession. You know, the judges can be bribed, right? Yeah, so they you see, and also the PIOJ people corrupt, judges corrupt, right? And 5 judges, all the one that has to pay for the money,
All right, well on Cooper's Pen was we don't know Michelle, Cooper's Pen was a PNP garrison, and the PNP tried to get the people to stay on the man land and carry the people go vote and all kind of something. Then the people down there make understand, so the whole of them down there was PNP.
The people seem to have been disturbing them. You want that these people live somewhere and to avoid the street people. And this is the problem of the media. It should have been interesting to ask the people and sit down and tell them and say, I've been here 20 years and 20 years. Possession of the land. You can't just buy land and put it down like say a souvenir, right? You must land is not there. Look here,
I think the reason why I think it's a British, when they took over Jamaica, that they as a crown colony, that they brought in this what they call it, limitation of actions, limitation of actions act, which means, you see those people. You see, the people, the owners never disturb them in 12 years, even though they never go to court or even though they never apply for adverse possession, they couldn't take them out of the land. There's a limitation, a 12-year limitation, right? So the persons were there. Now, let me tell you something. The laws in this country, it does not tolerate abandonment of land. You remember in the slavery days, they used to have this problem called absenteeism. Land is sit down there, so nobody can go and nobody can go because it's owned by somebody else. That is a recipe for a disaster for a country, the people, and the economy. So you have the land, you better do something with the land or have some intention to do something. You can't have land to the about it's Philip's son or my daughter. No. Yes, another thing too. That was part of the democratic socialism, 1972 to 80. So the point of the matter is that the land sit down there and people and see now, if a person see a piece of land, and listen to me good, if a person see a piece of land and they believe that that land is abandoned and then do their research, nobody come there, the place bush up, there's no fencing, there's no signs and no trespassing, and the land is there, the ages. They can go on the land, right? And if they're there for 12 years without anybody they come disturb them. They have claim now, and according to what the lawyer said, it defeats the previous title owner. You understand? So then can go to the titles office. Me hear them talk about them can't afford. I mean, this man is not there to inform people. They don't have to afford law. They go titles office, we tell them what to do. You get me? And tell them what they apply for, all the things they need to do, and then all they need of that money. The risk is that when it is advertised, the owner might turn up, somebody might call them. But then it doesn't matter. As long as they did not disturb you in that 12 years, they can't get title for the property. But I don't know if I did my land, but I want it. Lies can be told, They can come and say that, yes, them did send somebody, and all kind of sit there and give a problem. You get me? But the people on the property, and they think it was abandoned. I say to you, if you're on the property and you think it was abandoned and you stay there for a while and somebody come interrupt you before the 12 years, come on, wait on the plan on next one. But look at another one. And do not build anything concrete, because anything you build that is permanent, falls down from the ground, it does not belong to you. According to the law, it belongs to the somebody who own the land, and that's illegal. So you put up a board structure. So it is perfectly legitimate. If you can identify a piece of land that look, and you investigate and look, and you even go to titles office, it's free to go to titles office. You can go online, it's free. Well, you have to pay $500 for the title. But you can go and look at the plan and you can identify the piece of land, which you get the right one, and you get the title and look and see if there's any activities at all on the title for years, like 20, 30 years, you don't see activity. No mortgage, no transfer, nothing. That's more than likely an abandoned land. So don't find that. Some people, they are applying for adverse possession when they're not in actual possession, meaning they're not on the land, they don't want nobody share them. So them apply for it. I think that is considered fraud if the real owner turn up. Well, let us see what the government does. Let us what I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Let us see what the government does for the long term of the squatting in Jamaica, because please don't use that term. It's like slavery. The people are not squatters. Where call them then? Huh? Where call them? First, people were on the land when they settlers. Liz, the people them name squatters. It's not the dictionary. God created the earth. Oh dear. All right.
next Liz, next topic. Walana. No, sir, foolishness ever talk. No, foolishness.
He created people on the earth. When they came, the British and the Spanish first came, they saw people on the land. They then went about it, they killed the people. And
Liz.
Which is wrong. Only two of them, Pietro.
Liz, we're gonna talk now about East Portland.
East Portland.
Yeah, I put up a.
Just respond to that, Natalie. If you're going to be like the British and the Spanish and run people off land and take it away, they need to have an army to do that. They have an army.
Murder.
The people of Cooper's Bend don't move, stand your ground. Just like the people in Westmoreland. They stood their ground.
No, Liz, you cannot do that. Yeah, incite violence. Yeah, incite violence. He never figured out where they could have gone.
If you go past somebody your house, go build a title. Right? Go build a concrete house for it. It does not belong to you. You have to walk out and leave it.
I got up early to watch the funeral of the Queen Elizabeth II. Because I said, my God, Jamaica is going with Dominica, Barbados, Guyana.
All right, Liz, we're talking about East Portland. We're talking, guys. No, Liz, stop, please, stop. We're talking about East Portland now. Michelle responded to you, and we're gonna get into East Portland now. I did a video or two today about Isaac Buchanan and his behavior. We've never seen anything like this before in our parliament. And when I looked at the work ethic comparing the two, the former and the current members of parliament, may I wonder to myself, say, hold on just a second. The people in the chat who are asked for Karen, you know here, Karen over here? Karen is not here tonight. I'm gonna stop from asking at the chat where's Karen. If she was here, you would hear her. And I announced at the beginning of the program who was here. Where's it? But yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying she's not here. They keep asking where she is, and she's not here. And I announced it who was here. Of course, you want to cuss me for the people then?
Yes, I quarrel them and leave them alone.
No, me not quarrel, man. Me not quarrel because it come them keep on asking as if me not answer the question already. Karen is not here. If she comes in before we end, you will hear her. But right now, Karen is not here. And for those of you who are subscribers over Karen, you can leave comments over there and ask her where she is, because I know she hasn't been on for a while. And I know you may miss hearing from her, you know. But if she comes in, you'll hear her right here. So where East Portland is concerned, I know that a lot of people blame the people who voted for ISAT. Because I'm sure you guys have heard all the things that ISAT been saying and doing, which is very disgusting. It lowers the standard of representation. And this man does not belong in our parliament, and he's not a good representative. Now, when I look at the numbers, the people who voted, I mean, the JLP had their base, the PNP had their base, but the JLP came up short about 135 votes, right? So me wouldn't really say the JLP base abandoned their candidate. Would you guys say that?
Princess, you answer first, man. That was a question, darling.
May I ask you, say, if you feel, say, the people them abandon them base, why Anne-Marie Vaz did not bring it home? 135 vote. More to blame the people them, truthfully.
To get over 8,000 long time the JLP, she alone told them kind of voted for the JLP. The PNP has been underwent their roofing got 9,000 something, I think, I went to the guy in 2016. 9,000, that's the amount of votes that the PNP have. So if ISA get only 8,000, there are some people that never voted for him. Right?
Okay.
Right, but the Labour Party people came out. I don't know when they put it in.
135 votes.
Yes, it's close. Then Marie forgot they go to our thing and chat to our people and so on. Sometimes losing
Your phone gone out.
access and so on. So, you know.
She never lose big, you know. That's why I tell the people them say it's not like the people them never really come out for vote. It's just that she probably two things. ISAT came and told a lot of lies about the vast them are gonna take up people beach and all them foolishness there. And you know, so that could have probably sway one and two people. She probably never go door to door, you know, probably never go door to door like ISAT and them something there. And I think that may have caused some of it too, but you know.
Well, somebody's here by popular demand, so say a word.
Oh, Karen is here.
It is.
Good night, Karen.
You know,
The people them over here, burn out Liz and ask which part you there.
you say, me hear from a good source say you did apply to tell people to have man troubles.
And you come talk it, you know, come here, say you say I go sue me, so I'm not about to tell them. When the people them look here now, when the people them come and ask me say which part you there, me I plan to tell the people them say you have man problem. But Michelle tell me say you say you gonna sue me, so I'm not about to say that.
Them have it, this nobody don't want to make whole body. So
I'm see man around you down. Jesus Father. So Karen, talk to the people then, because the people them over here been asking for you and see them in the chat right now.
What is it you're talking about?
We are talking about everything, man. Your big friend where come give the apology to Minister Vaz. Every night I saw the program open over here and we'll play Dayton Campbell's apology.
And you're a big friend. I have to meet you, but you're a big friend.
Me. And we're talking about Mark Bowling, who said today he broke the news. He declared that he's going to, let me read and tell you what he said. He said that he is embracing Michael Manley's 1970s philosophy of democratic socialism and he's vowing to build on the legacy. That is the big party. The democratic socialism, yes.
Do you know what that legacy is?
I don't know. That is a good question.
You can't build a legacy that you don't understand. I don't know what it is. I don't see him as a man that have any particular conviction about anything like legacy or a particular ideology. And if he does have any convictions about any particular kind of ideology, it would not be democratic socialism.
Well, Liz is saying that she feel like say true them want to kick him out of the leadership of the party. That's why I'm come with that.
That could be a pride. That could be that they want to preempt Damien's stance about the democratic socialist principles and the PNP. It could be applied to one of Damien, to Damien, or to at least shake him up. So, in which case we could easily say it's not something that he actually believes in, but it is a political move. The question that people should be asking him is that, is there a change of heart in terms of your principles and your belief system, or is it a pure political calculation? It seems like a pure internal political calculation. Maybe not entirely internal,
maybe it is designed to also capture national imagination as well. And the truth of the matter is, every ideology, both socialism and capitalism, do a turnaround in every couple of decades. So in one decade, the entire world changing out governments that are anti-abortion, anti-immigrant, anti everything that is progressive and all hard line. And then in another couple of decades, you find governments that are very much into socialist principles, like the gentleman that re-elected in Brazil, for example. There is also in the United States, all over New York, traditional candidates, establishment candidates are losing their primaries to socialist individual, to socialist individuals within the Democratic Party. The New York mayor, Mandani, has basically he has endorsed a number of candidates with socialist principles and socialist ideas, and they have all won the primary over established candidates. It could be that the world is actually making another change again. In terms, Michelle was telling me about a poll. I was looking for it. Asked the pollsters, I'm really good to find it for me. In the United States, where over 60% of respondents say they believe in some level of democratic principles. That again could also be as a result of some things.
He did mention that.
Maybe pick up on those changes that are taking place across the world.
He did mention it. Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Biden did so many socialist things, building back bridges, fixing back schools, putting up back signs, get water running in rivers that still cleaning up areas. Mr. Biden did a whole heap of socialist things. So that could explain the 60% in the United States as against what Mr. Trump stands for. Correctly. So it could be something that not going to just pick up on him advisors just say, you can roll with this because this is going now. And all it could be, but because I don't believe he has any kind of deep
ideology.
The ideological or any deep principle views about it. But the first question everybody should ask him is, what legacy we're talking? What is the legacy? Because that 70s legacy has it's fraught with all kind of different things. There was a progressive part of it. There was a progressive part of Michael Mann legacy is the 70s where revolutionary ideas come forward. What people got at Cuba got study. We had Cuba become friends with all of the left leading organizations across the world. There was an Eastern Europe and Western Europe. There was just one Europe, So, and we had friends in the eastern parts of Europe, the western parts of Europe, even some who were not so socialists were friends, So I don't know what part of it you're talking about. And in locally, some of it was successful, free education, Jamal, them little things there that was good, but there was also violence. There was also an increase in poverty.
Economic.
There was also rice selling with stay free.
Mm.
I mean, so I don't know which part of it. So I don't even fully understand what he just said.
We need some good journalists at Jamaica to sit down, Mark, and ask him them probing questions.
Well, do you understand what the Michael Manley legacy is?
And what part of it you embrace or would bring back?
Michael Manley also have a new legacy when he came back in 89 and dropped the bush jacket and reached your suit and start changing about certain things and do things. So which legacy the dog? It was the 70s, the 80s, or the early 90s.
Karen, before we forget, the people in the chat are asking you to say something on the Cooper's Pen situation.
God have mercy. Enough people that talk about that, man.
Okay.
Enough people talk about Cooper's Pen situation. My little 1 cent won't make a difference. Because I fervently believe that all those lands are thief. All the people who own them,
from 1914 or 1910. I teach them thief them.
Now what you say?
Teach them thief. They just take land and then them register them. And with the system back in those days, it wasn't as pristine as we think it was in Michelle by this every week. I teach them all of those who own those lands. I teach them keep them.
So hold on there. When it so
land that belongs to Ianians and Ronnie Thwaites, St. Jean, and I take them.
so we at the current. Stick up in.
Belongs to Pernell Charles. Take him get them too.
So when PNP they carry the people them got carry the owner them got court for the land. I take PNP the one take the land from them too?
PNP believe in squatting. PNP have a fervent belief. It's a fundamental belief system that if people find piece of land, they must do.
Jesus Christ, no sir.
PNP love poor people as long as them stay poor. Small correction, lady.
So them the people they don't there. No one PNP garrison down there so.
Hold on, Natalie. It's not the whole land they want. It's just 9 acres. That them say the people on. Okay. That's the PNP. Yeah. The people them land. I feel the same way about it. Like how I feel about the people them when I was spending after Melissa. Remember for the people them land, the people them take them to court. They know about the court going. They know about everything. They were active participants in the whole process. The people were telling them for years, we go on land and we can find somewhere to live. And then when them get bulldozed and trying to make a big deal out of it, cover the people them they have land. Is that your land? Spot on hand, find another one for spot on. Moment, and then these very same poor people that the PNP love, these very same people believe that once they pitch up somewhere, they must stay there and they want everybody must come support them and back them up. And then they'll find out nothing else. But they're not interested in finding out. They're not interested in finding out who pays taxes for the land. They're not interested in any of the process. They just want to know them live somewhere. And as a result of not being interested in the process, they're not going to get bulldozed. Well, I'm
saying I see my goal in the run go down there after him.
I was just explaining to the war room people that if they were on the property undisturbed, even if they're not going to apply for title, if they are owner, don't touch them, but many of the owner then come back and lie. And then they come back and probably get people to say, yes, then come and then this, that, and the people in the conference. So it's always best that them apply. But the funny thing about Cooper's Pen is that Cooper's Pen is prime property. Yeah, it's a property for tourism, actually. Yeah. You see where Royal Town is? Where Starfish was? Yes. It is. Here's an old road into that passage. And then you have the new road. It's just that little strip of land in between. I remember I don't believe that it should have caused such an uproar. But when politicians, the people with bulldozers of the land, everybody run down there and say, we love the poor. But they never loved them enough to say to them from the beginning, this is not your land, or you should find out who own the land. Michelle put us up on this, no? They never loved them enough. There's some background. So
Liz, mute your phone.
Mute the phone, no? So there's that. The politicians them just love these kind of poor people story. We them run go some mark, run go down there, everybody run go down there, and then everybody just talking about poor people that they don't want to find out one for themselves. They want to remain victims, and that is what make them poor. Their mindset of victimhood. They want to be always victims. They want to come out and say, see that them bulldoze with, and the Prime Minister he might give out house and he might be doing nothing, and nobody look after it. They are professional victims. And because they want to blame the politicians. But the politicians should get some blame because all them campaign and them pass through here, yeah? And them should and nobody tell them the truth. Listen, look at the people who need to come off. I don't care if them from the inside, you need to come off the people in land because they're going to bulldoze you.
Well, but Karen, it is said that the PNP was told by a court when they took the owners to court that they were deceiving the people and misleading the people. That the court tell the PNP them in a what year was it? Was it 2012, Michelle, or 2012? When Dr. Morris Guy and the rest of them take the landowner to court for the land in defense of the people down there, the court told the PNP that they're giving the rights to the owners and that they should stop misleading the people.
And the PNP never took the opportunity at that time to educate them and tell them to go find out and make sure.
And get them piece of land.
They must remove the people now. Why don't they remove them then? They have the opportunity.
It's just political plot. It's just an opportunity for poor people who are stupid and don't want to check out everything for themselves. And it's going to continue repeatedly. Continue. I am hoping since I'm going to them, and I'm hoping and knowing that the Prime Minister will find somewhere to put them.
He has to. Them come protest again, you know. They may have some emergency thing.
Something there. Them the people and people tell them from 12 and of Finland and cover people and I know them a protest. I know them a quarrel.
No man, maybe they were misled by the lawyers, them too.
Yes, even if they were misled, poor people have a penchant of not finding out the facts. They take ignorance. They stay there and wallow in them ignorance. If you should ask them, so how for land the first thing I tell you, you know, so we don't know. It is there. Even though them here and them know, them tell you that, and one and two people might say the politician and say, you know, so some people come for the land. It's just something is that ignorance that them like to wallow in, and the politicians love it.
Yes, Karen.
I start so they broke off them bedfoot. I started to broke off them bedfoot and carry go down to the ministry and make them give them land and housing.
I seem to be having some problems. I don't know. Mr. I call him and beg him to them tablet and use him and give away.
Nobody cuss him then. Nobody cuss him. Make me cuss him.
They don't care. Anyway, we can't get them the people that they ask for them anywhere.
No, me I tell you, you no cuss him. Because if you want the tablet, then nobody cuss him. But me will cuss him because in going with some sitting last week. Where?
I'm just saying that it seems to me that just watching a video with him, some video that he did, I think he have on a shirt, I remember a very little shirt, or something. It was in the food.
I send go on TikTok naked all the while.
What's wrong with I'm pretty.
Michelle, come off of the call. Come off of the call. Where you say?
You have some weird about saying, oh, people pretty and people. You're the weirdest person because nobody else would agree with you on that.
Nobody.
Nobody else would agree with you. But because you're a man problem. Neither you a man problem.
She can't sue me. She no man problem. Why? Michelle.
Something going on with him. I don't think ISAT handling being a representative very well. Don't think him handling it.
Thank you. Mighty God, man. Is what wrong with him?
He won't do the video and then go listen to it and check out the things and you can't manage it.
Yes, I think when he comes and do a live, it's the only time and feel him have a pulse. Otherwise, he don't know how to be even an actor and what he's supposed to do as a representative. Something is going on with him. I'm not against ISAT, you know, never knows who's against him.
Me try to like him, but me can't like him. Me not tell a lie. Me try to like him. You know them people that we really try to like because them have a little story. Yeah. Me try to like him. Me can't like him. God knows.
Something going on with him.
Try.
Before people, something going on with it. That's something that is far removed from us or even the politics. Maybe it's something else.
Maybe they all behind. I thought if you're listening, turn a bigger 2 tablet. Eh?
No, that's interesting. You know, you know, they never said that the tablets are come from us from the woman. Yes, no, we just pretend that every year you say that shit.
So,
and them shots, in them up from it. Big up yourself. All of the nice, lovely people in the war room chat.
So when you come back, the people them want to know when you come back on your channel. That's the question they want to know. When are you gonna do a live?
No, but it should do about 2 this week and next week, and I don't know.
Man problem. Man problem.
From the liar. Things that got a whole heap of things to talk about, a whole load of things. And one of the things that is bothering me about doing a live is because some of the subscribers, some of the listeners, they might text me and a message me and I come talk about when we come on for the live must go on for 4 hours and 5 hours. You know, I'm like them kind of pressure.
Jeez,
Only the things you have to talk about. Or you might go on for the time for the week.
So Karen, have you heard that I'm gonna be writing a book?
Yes, I heard that you writing a book.
Yes, so we have a document everything about the election, and the title of it is gonna be the digital electorate. That includes all of us. Whether we have yeah man, so the digital electorate, I believe, collectively change the way that Jamaicans view, discuss politics, and made their decision on how to vote. I think it's a very interesting story. We're gonna call up some whole heap of people naming nights and talk some whole heap of something. You know, say fear name are in there, I'm tell you. Fear name are in there. Data name are in there. Some story we never tell yet are in there. So it's a nice. So when we do the book launch, I would like to invite you.
Absolutely on board, my dear.
Yes, man. So where say I come back when next Tuesday?
Well, I don't know. No, I don't know if it's Tuesday. Don't stop giving people a false hope. It might or might not be. I don't want to give them any false hope about that. Um, do you guys talk about there's an argument going around that the PNP is going to do some kind of no movement on September 7th?
Yes, 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 day worth of non-movement, them say. I must have bumped in a planet, me no know.
The only thing I would say is that I'm confident Mr. Vaz on top of it. Because that whole argument, this is taximan them can't tame. Them is a lawless and grateful group of PNP people. And the government let them loose on us, but they bring in good revenue. So okay. But I'm confident that Mr. Vaz is going to unleash bus after bus after bus upon them backside. So they can always go and do whatever the government is proactive about it. And everything money.
I don't understand. What exactly are they protesting about?
They will not be allowed to stop our children from having a smooth rollout of September on into school. They're pitting them already have to deal with the new GTA president, which seems like she's some kind of dirty girl from somewhere. I hate to say it, but you know.
So when we can talk about the man that just left, he's worse than her.
Dirty boy from somewhere, we know that. From St. Thomas.
Yeah, with the worst school, the worst performing school.
But she a come with her excitement, them can frighten people. After them in a school year after year, I graduate, don't speak me. And I don't have that kind of money. We'll talk about that. But anyway, yes, that thing that they were planned to do on September 7th, or 3 day or 1 week, whatever they were planning for. And we have to be proactive in it. We have to start exposing it and talk about it and make sure that the parents and the students have understand that this is
a political thing.
Whereas politics and is designed to deny them a smooth rollout. Because you can't have the children that will go on the morning to go to school and then start about all the government, this and the government that because they can't get the bus. And that is what it's designed to do. Actually, it's just for kids and parents to come out and everybody puts a microphone and a phone in their face and everybody say, but the government will do something. But the government will say, what is it? I'm with the Minister of Education. So it is designed to gin up that. And the paper party support that we must. So I know we go to them with that. Most of them yesterday can't go down demonstrate and that's a them problem. Nobody will support it. So the taxi man they must check to shaking. Yes, that kind of background now.
How would that? They want some, you know, they want some counter protests.
Yeah.
They want some counter protests because you know what they're protesting for?
September morning. So we are going. If the counter protest it would not be a good thing for the children. The government has to be proactive in meeting it before it happens.
What do you suggest they do?
Yeah, that's a plan. Just to meet it before it happens.
What do you suggest they do? When you say meet it, what are you suggesting that they do?
Not react to it, but prepare for it. So when them come out, them look stupid. We can't talk about the actual thing right here, you know. But I mean, the government have to just be proactive. When them the government will put that thing in place, and when them come out, them flop. That the children will have a smooth of transportation to reach the destination of their school. I'm getting them to politics. But the social media people have to start talking about it as well. That they have planned to sabotage pitting them, and a plan for put the pitting them to more trauma. The trauma and the danger, but the children. They're not wrong. You go right place out there wrong.
No, sir.
Enough nice, the whole bunch nice on the social media people.
But a PNP them they behind it a planet, you know. That is what the people them need for. PNP is behind it, planning it.
Yeah, man, a PNP man. And them man, them sit down and plan it, man. It was an active sit-down plan. It was no run of the mill thing, no somebody just chat some foolishness. Them actually sat down and talked about it and look at all of them and them aim just like coming out of that WhatsApp thing with Mario Mitchell. Then the desire is to disrupt the country. That it's always been that. Anything that they believe will give them some political mileage. Of course, they're not going to get any. But the concern that we should have is that it's going to disrupt the orderly, what should be a joyful first 3 days for the children. The children are very, very joyful and looking forward to see them friend again and them school again. Throughout the new shoes and them new bag and them rain them. It's back to school is always something very.
It's an exciting thing, of course, yeah. It's an exciting thing, but you know why I say a PNP them a planet?
Brand news, Pia was not looking to go to our new school until next give her a pep talk and tell her that it means new friends and new teachers and new books and new experiences and new stuff. So the kids have looked forward to it. I know that for a fact.
The reason why I say the PNP them planet is because on social media, it's their bloggers first I saw sharing this thing. So I said, okay, are them the behind it, you know?
We need to take it and take it for a spin and free it back right over upon there.
Well, we'll definitely talk more about it, that's for sure. Today is the 22nd.
Yeah, because big problem out there with the taxi man, because taxi man, I don't say that I like when you know, then I like when I'm taxi man, I'm going to, So, the labor, once the Labour Party one in pieces, politics and not join, and then it doesn't work, and the other one then come in, go interfere with them, I can be problem out the road. But not pulling them for that. I don't know, yeah. That's the kind of thing. So it's going to backfire on them.
Look here, yes, right now.
Yes, don't wait, but I wait on it to backfire. We have to actively ensure that it backfire on them.
People are about making their money. Me not feel say nobody have no time to go sit down about them and no movement. Me not feel say
taxi man, most of them. Not all of them, but most of them are them set of scoundrels, man. Them get the red plate, them get all the things that them ask for them get regularized. But them still want to break the law. When they break the law, them don't want to pay the money, and so they believe that paying the money is a persecution against them after them carry 20 people, they're supposed to carry 5. So this thing about them. Man, if you were to come on, they think that they need all of that. Them doing all of that and think that them can intimidate people. We know about the taxi man. And I saw the taxi man then strike. How the taxi man then strike? Then come out in the morning, carry go work, and then talk work. Do you understand? No, work. And our communities them is going to be very proactive them mornings. Them kids reach school.
what a disgrace. Every protest when I see every protest when I see them people here come out I do. Why the PNP always there behind it? The last one I see Mark Golan, them put on the protest clothes for Mark Golan, the yellow. You remember that? Them put on the hat and the shirt for Mark Golan. They say, yeah, man, them there behind it. No, sir.
Them can't protest, and because they can't carry the code, now somebody come with a great idea.
Them don't deserve no more amnesty. I have seen this government give them amnesty after amnesty, and I think it is wrong. Yes, the country need the money.
Collect the taxes from them.
The country need the money. No give them no more amnesty. What is that? Then get amnesty too much time already.
The man rule them and laugh for it. We're stuck in the half a tree. When I go to half a tree, I go to chance, and I always park and put the stuff there. I stand up a little bit to see your conversations. And I chat to them black people. Yeah, and Babylon down the sun, man, they were roll up. And I tell them that the 4 people in the car, the man's a tree for in there. The man laughing.
They not deserve no more amnesty. God no. The government have to collect something.
People's lives at risk. But so I think about the Monticuno when they got the Ministry of thing there now. And he got put was a 20,000. Remember, so they taxed them in Kingston. They're supposed to run as a carriage. What I'm calling? Not the carriage. That means you stop and then pick you up and carry go somewhere, right? Then start to run like the bus now. I think I put 20,000 of them in a Kingston, And now the government can't shake them loose because the problem of people that Montague and Mr. Vaz was attempting to appease them. And just know say you cannot, they will never be satisfied. They are blood-sucking vampires.
They can't tame in.
In Kingston and nights. And then more than that, you see if you go downtown and sit down, out your way from bus, you can't, when you look at off your bus, when you say, see a bus, meaning it's not bus. When you see a bus, and come on them out there with you. And the only bus themselves come on the one of the folk. No bus. All the days to them a drive up. You think so that pull up before police out there and look for that them up? So the whole of the bus then gone in at a certain time, and in the afternoon and then morning, like a time, and then they because we see them from public holiday on Sunday.
Them can't tame. Them cannot tame. Them for pay for their wrongs now. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
It's always when you go in a car with a man, that you want living there, with him, and like a bus.
You understand?
Well, them a try, you know, them a try stick up the government, you know, that them a try do.
It's always that them I try to stick up about them, the teachers, them, and sometimes the nurses. The nurses are not naming somebody these days. But taxmen and teachers, them are con artists. Them are not con artists. Them are scammers. Them are, what you call the next one?
Extortionists.
Extortionists, them man. Them are extortionists. What the government should do is every year them just say them are gonna release 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. When they check them out, them owe ticket on ticket, and then don't renew them license. That's simple as that.
Them can't go nowhere else and do them something. No, sir. Them take Jamaica for one piece of puppy show.
It's because there's so many of them on the road, you know, why them start to turn the Kingston into a road taxi. Because too much of them. They can't work as a carriage.
No, sir. All right. All right. So, Karen, when you say you come back again when? The people that want to know.
I did not say any such thing. Let's stop it. Tell the people that to drink some water. Tell them
All right.
drink some water. We're sending them soon.
All right. So, and a man problem you have then.
Listen, me, I'd advise you to stop that. You will get a letter. You got to talk about your program.
Breaking news, Karen sue me. No, sir. Lord. Well,
subscribers and listeners, loyalists, JPU family, and 411 crew. Big up on yourself. Big up on your damn self.
Yeah, man.
We soon talk. We have to have some fun.
Yeah, man. I went and we keep the book launch. I want big something in Jamaica. We'll keep, you know.
Big something I go at the book launch.
Yes. We are invite every MP, every senator, everybody.
Invite everybody.
Yes, but them come tell me how the digital electorate affected or not the election for them. So we're gonna be sending out invitations.
First, you have to assume that them know that. You don't let them know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about it. So then we're here. Yes. All right, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good night, everybody.
Yes. All right, guys. That was the war room. I hope you guys enjoyed it. People have been sending me this video, which I'm not going to play here because it is very offensive. But I understand why it was sent out, right? There's this video out there with one of the PNP. I'm not going to call them bloggers, but they carry the PNP's message. And in that video, there is a man cussing another man and talk about what man do to him. And this was somebody that Mark Golding and Damian Crawford and them came out and endorsed openly. I can't tell you what them say because it is so, can't repeat that over here. But it just really goes to show the quality of the opposition today is pretty bad. Looks pretty bad. But anyway, I thank you guys for joining. And for those of you who were asking for Karen, she came. So I hope that, you're satisfied and you're happy about her being part of the war room tonight. I wasn't sure if she was coming, but we're always happy to hear Karen in the war room. Hopefully we can do this again sometime soon. And make sure, guys, that you are subscribed to all of our channels so that you don't miss Karen coming back or what we do over here, or Jamaica 411. And for those of you who are complaining about Liz, Jesus have mercy. Lord Jesus. We don't know, so we never always agree with Liz, but we got to be open-minded sometimes, I mean, some things, me personally, maybe at this time, 85% of what Liz said, I don't really agree with her, but it's okay. I can tell her that. And she can tell me, I don't agree with you either, but it's democracy. It doesn't mean that we're a bar Liz from come over here and them something there. No, because Liz called the radio station them at Jamaica. Liz called Emily Shields. She used to call, where my name? Simon Crosskill. Liz a call the radio station them from way back when. So me not go block her. Me not think that she do nothing for affect. We're just having differences in opinions, and that's cool. you know? And that's why I keep telling people that over here, we welcome anybody and everybody. As I said, the only reason why me not really have people coming over here too much from the PNP is because them know them tell lie and them can't come tell a lie in my face. Right? That's why they probably wouldn't come if I invite them. But otherwise, it's okay. We cannot always talk to people who always agree with us unless we're tribalists. I only know me's not a tribalist. Me's only a tribalist for Jamaica. Otherwise, me nah go tribalist and say, me nah have certain people over here because them have that viewpoint. No, me nah go do that. My only thing is, do not come over here and lie to our faces. We're a lie detector over here. Understand? Okay? But I thank you guys for your participation. I'm a little concerned about what the Prime Minister said about, the people them who them now do them job in a timely manner, for make sure say Jamaica's development is in motion. The Prime Minister totally understand. But you can only do so much, I guess. I don't know. Man of God said, great show from the War Room. Thank you, man of God. We don't really know about the democratic socialism thing we Mark Golding a come with. You see me, me's a woman of practical, You understand? And me not really always have an ideology. Me's a woman with just whatever makes sense and whatever fixes the problem, and that me I work with. Whatever the problem is at a particular time, whatever the response is, whatever the solution is that me I work with. So me no need a label or need any kind of ideology when it comes on to politics and dealing with the issues of the people. And that is why, if you listen to this Prime Minister, you never hear him come with no ideology. Never come with no ideology, just what makes sense, what makes things better. That's it. So when the PNP them all come with democratic socialism and all of them kind of something there, and as Karen rightly said, Mark Golding needs to explain what his perception of democratic socialism is, how that would fit into Jamaica and all that we are about at this time in our journey. So it's like words are cheap sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Words are just cheap. If anybody can give me this information, please and thanks. People have been asking me, who is the JLP caretaker for East Portland? Anybody who know, please and thanks. If you don't want to tell me public, you send it come give me private. The labor rights them in a East Portland who came out and exercised their vote, I'm telling you, seminar cost them because it was not a big enough margin where me can say, all right, the base never turn out for the government. I don't feel that way. I think Anne-Marie Rivers just probably never tie up certain loose end, didn't respond to this information, and that may have cost her the election. But that said, the labor rights them say them ready for touch the road, they're ready for go start do what them have to do, for make sure say then get back them party in power with East Portland in the winning column of them party. So therefore, they want to know who is the caretaker so they can start working with that person and start carry out the job of securing their constituency in the next election. I don't think that's too much to ask. I mean, it's been 1 year since the election. So the Jamaica Labour Party is supposed to tell the people them. The same people them who out there did I work with them to help them in the election. The same people them who go out there go vote and do what they're supposed to do. Give the people them a response. They want to know what they're trying to do is participate in the democracy. How many of you guys wanna say constituents are come to now and say, listen, we want to start work now. Don't make the people them get weary, you know. So let them know who their caretaker is. They want to know who are gonna lead them out to a conference and them something there. I don't know who that person is. So I am saying, if anybody knows, private message me. And if you want to say it in the chat, you can do that too. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate it. Jamaica, wherever you're watching from tonight, thank you. Have a good evening, guys. Take care.
Bad mind will allow people to tell lie on you.
I am Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party.
Insecurity will allow people to tell lie on you.
I made statements on the political platform, which upon later reflection,
when they think that you are gifted and they see that you're anointed, talented, and their position could be at, they will tell lie on you.
as connecting the Honorable Darrell Vaz to the murder of Diane Smith, as well as an alleged plot to assassinate the then leader of the opposition, Mr. Andrew Holness.
Lord God,
I hereby unequivocally withdraw the statements I made.
If they think that you're occupying the position that they should be in, even though they are not qualified, they will tell lie on you.
Because to the best of my knowledge, the statements and/or innuendos and insinuations contained therein have no foundation in truth and are in fact categorically false.
Jesus.